So this nut doesn't come all the way off. This is what I need to clean up right now. Yeah, for the last time. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I hope everybody's good. Today we're going to be cleaning a throttle body for this VW Jetta 5. So I know I've had a video where I was cleaning a throttle body before, but the throttle body that I was cleaning was for a VW Jetta 5 with a BHY motor, which is a 2.0 naturally aspirated motor. Now this one is a 2.0 FSI fuel stratified injection, which is a little bit different from the 2.0 BHY engine with the naturally aspirated whatever. So this one is still a naturally aspirated engine but with a fuel stratified injection. So the throttle body on the BHY, which I had before, was located somewhere around here, and the throttle body on this one, which is an FSI non-turbo, is located right here. So this motor is almost the same as the BWA engine, but the difference is that this is a non-turbo engine and the other one is a turbo engine. So the differences are also the intake, which is a little bit different from the BWA engine. So this one also, if you can tell here, there's no vacuum pump. On the BWA motor, there's a vacuum pump. So the throttle body is located right here. This is the throttle body. So in order to get to the throttle body, we need to remove the air filter housing. We also need to remove these clamps right here. We'll need to remove these clamps and also remove this clamp. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So the first thing to do will be to take out this nut. This nut is held in by a number 5X. So we need to remove, then we're going to be able to pull up the air filter housing. So that's what I'm going to do right now. This is the number 5X or Allen key that we're going to be using. So this nut doesn't come all the way off. This bolt doesn't come all the way off. It will always be on the intake housing. So even if you try to remove it like this, you'll never be able to pull it out. It always sticks onto the air filter housing. So that's how it's going to be. So what you can do is just to take your pliers and then clip on here. Then remove this clamp. When you remove this clamp, just put it there. Then wiggle this hose out. Okay, it's coming off. Okay. So that hose is finally off. I almost thought of leaving it there, but it's now off. So what I'm going to do after removing this is to also remove this plug underneath here. There's this plug. This plug needs to come off. So I'm not sure if I can be able to reach the plug while the air filter housing is still on here, or I need to pull it up. So let me just see what I'm going to do. I also need to unplug this clip, which is holding this hose onto the throttle body. So this is the hose which feeds air onto the throttle body, so I also need to remove it. So let me just try to get to that first. So I went to get another plier since the one that I was using was failing me. So this is the one that I'm going to be using right now. Uh-oh, I'm going to be damaging this hose. Oh no. So I think I need to be holding the hose, then pry it out. Hold the hose, then pry out the whole tube. Then I'm gonna get the connecting clamp in. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. Be careful not to scratch the place where this hose sits on, because if you scratch this and it causes a leak, then you're going to have problems. So just be careful when you're taking this out and make sure that it doesn't scratch anything. Now I can be able to pull the hose out. Okay, now the hose is out. Now what I can do is to pull out the air filter housing. So I'm gonna leave it like that, then pull out the air filter housing. Since now it's loose, as you can see, then I'll have to pull out this connector right here, right there. But right now the air filter housing is loose. what I need to do is to pull it out from this side. As you can see, there's this side here where it sits on. Then I just need to pull it out from there, then it will be out. So what I had to do is that I ended up having to take out the air filter, which is here, because the part that is making me not to take out the air filter housing is this part right here. So I think now that I've taken out the air filter, I can be able to at least push this down while pulling the air filter up so that it can come up. So that's what I had to do, because right now pulling it like this was not making it any easier for me to take it out. So I think by this way I'm going to have the job easier for me. So I'm just gonna pull it out right now. So in case you're not able to get the air filter housing out as well, what you're going to end up having to do is to maybe take out the air filter, then remove this part. Then now you're going to be able to have so much space and also have the ability to push this down so that you can release the air filter housing. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. So right now it's even easier because I can see how I need to align this part so that it goes out. So I think this is way better. So now I'm going to push this down. Okay, now we are done. So now what we have to do is to unplug this plug right here. To unplug this, then pull it out. This cable right here, this plug that I'm trying to unplug, is for this thing. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm thinking it's the air pressure sensor. I'm not sure, or air temperature sensor, either of the two. It may be an air temperature sensor or an air pressure sensor, so I'm not sure which one it is. So trying to pull the plug out. Okay, so the plug is out. So here's the plug. It's broken, so I think someone tried to pull it out wrongly or incorrectly and they broke it. So now the plug is out. Oh, okay, we have another hanging part which we need to remove. Damn, this is a lot. So let me try to remove this part which is still holding onto the air filter housing. So now we remove the clip. The clip is just pushed in onto the air filter housing. So the clip is pushed in onto this part. So then you can remove it. So yeah. Now what we need to do is to look at the throttle body and see how it is. And as you can tell, it's way too dirty. It's way too dirty, and there's way so much carbon deposits. Now we need to clean this and make sure that everything goes back to almost factory like, but I know we won't be able to do that, but it needs to be at least almost factory like. So this is what I need to clean up right now. So as you can see right now, I'm leaving the throttle body connector plugged in, because what you may find out is that when you remove the throttle body connector, you may need to recalibrate the throttle body, and I do not have those functionalities on my OBD11. To clean the throttle body, I'm going to be using this Wings throttle body and air intake cleaner. I think it's a very good throttle body cleaner. So you don't have to spray too much, just enough to get the throttle body wet. So what I need to do right now is to get someone to step on the accelerator for me, and then the throttle body is going to open up. Look at the dirt that was inside. So the throttle body is going to open up, and then I'm going to be able to get close to the parts which I can't get onto right now because the flap is closed. So there are parts which I need to get to. So another thing you can do is just to spray the lubricant on your cloth, then go ahead and spray inside with it. Don't push the flap by hand. Always make sure that it's opening as it's supposed to. You can't push this by hand. Get someone to at least be inside the car and step on the accelerator for you. Then you can be able to clean the parts which are closed. So I don't know why it looks like this. I never knew some could be black, but I guess it's how it is. So right now there's someone inside the car who's stepping on the accelerator for me so that the throttle body can open so that I can clean up the parts which are around here. Nkombo Kandi, ungathiki lokhu ningesakuzwela engatanimanya ne? Kandi. Yeah, for the last time. Yeah, take. Yeah, thank. It's fine. So that's what happens when you've removed the key. Now the throttle body readjusts itself and then closes up. So when you remove the wall throttle body connector, you'll not be able to get the throttle body to act on its own. You'll need to push on it manually, and I don't want to damage the butterfly flap, so I chose to do it in that way where it operates itself. So if you want to do it on its own, then it's fine. So that's the best that I can do. So if you can see inside here, you can see that there's some scorching right here, which could be because of the closing and opening of the throttle body. That's how the throttle body is right now. I guess it looks a bit cleaner than it was. So right now what I need to do is to let it dry up for maybe 5 minutes. Then I'm gonna put everything back together. So I'm just gonna let it dry up for a bit. 5 minutes is up now. It's time to take everything back where it was. So I'm gonna start with this air intake housing. So the first thing that I need to do is to make sure that it sits onto this part which I was struggling to remove. So this is the part where it needs to sit on, and that part must go in here. So that's what I'm gonna start with. I'm going to start with the clamp. So I removed the clamp and left it like this. So I'm going to start with it here. I'm going to have the clamp inserted onto this part like this, then leave it here like that. Then I'm going to fit in the hose on it. So let me get this in, then also clip it onto this part right here. Clip this part in. So just make sure that you don't damage the hose when you're pushing it in. Just let it back and forth, then until it fully sits, then leave this on. So as you can see right now, there's no gap between the throttle body and the hose itself. So if you're confident that once that is all set in, then you can push the other part like this one. Just need to push it in. Now it's in. So when it's in, you'll feel it. You won't even have any doubt about it. You'll feel it. And don't forget to plug on to the air temperature sensor. So you don't have to go crazy on this. You can chalk this up to 10 Newton meters. It'll be fine. 10 Newton meters will be fine for this. This locks into the air filter like this. like that. The next thing to do is to put on this hose, and after putting on this hose, I think we'll be done, right? Yeah, I think we'll be done. So let me just put on this hose, which was a bit difficult for me to remove, but I guess now it's going to be a bit easier. I don't know why I'm guessing that. So the next thing that I'm going to do is to make sure that I get into the car and start up the car and see if everything is all fine. So right now I'm inside the car. I'm just gonna start up the car and see how everything went. So here we go. Okay, so the car started up very well. It started up and almost sounded like it's stalling, but then started up very well. And the other thing that I'm noticing right now is that the idling is not way too high before. Back then when I started up the car, the idling will be way over 1, which was very, very high and very loud. So right now it seems like things are now different, and there's no longer some surging movements, like the car wants to go forward and it doesn't go anywhere. So I just want to thank you for watching the video up to this point. So if you watched the video up to this point, I appreciate your presence and it means a lot to me. So thank you very much for watching this video. I'll catch you on the next one.
I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face, and I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way, so I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay.